What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be breaking down The Flash's Season 9 Episode 12 trailer. So yeah, guys, let's go ahead and get right into this trailer breakdown for the second to last episode of The Flash, which is just crazy to think about. But anyways, the trailer starts right where we ended in last episode, with Eddie in the graveyard with all of his memories back, and he says he needs to know how he's alive. Now next we see him walking around in Star Labs, and unless he's walking in like the Flash Museum in 2049, this means he time traveled to the past, most likely to the Flash Season 9, that of course being 2023. Now, how did he get there? Probably the blue crystal, or maybe because he like retrieved his memories, that means his speed kicked in and he used like the negative speed force of time travel or something like that. But I'm still going to assume that this has to be the work of the blue crystal. But Eddie says that he needs to find the Flash, as obviously he got his memories back, so he'd remembered that Barry is the Flash. So next we see Barry on the ground for whatever reason. Maybe this is when, we find out where the blue crystal took him after his disappearance again in last episode. And I would say that this scene could be like an Eddie versus Barry fight. That's why Barry would be on the ground. But then right in the next scene, we see Barry and Eddie hug. So this scene where Barry's on the ground must be the scene where Eddie time travels back to the year 2023, or where Barry is thrown forward to 2049 by the blue crystal. Then Barry hugs him like we just went over, and he says, "You sacrificed your life to save me," of course referring to the season 1 finale. So yeah, I think that, no matter what, this scene is going to be either Eddie time traveling back or Barry going forward to the future. Nonetheless, Eddie and Barry will embrace in this scene, which should be pretty cool to see a reunion between the two of them. But next we start to see where Eddie's villain arc starts, as we hear him say, "Everyone forgot about me," as that's going to act as motivation for him becoming Cobalt Blue. Next we see Barry in his Flash suit talking to someone, saying, "I need your help to fight this thing," and he could be talking to Nora, as we see her in the very next scene. And it looks like, the same lighting, so I think that's very possible that he's talking to her, which, it's going to be cool to see her again. She will be in the finale as well. Or he could be trying to persuade Eddie in this scene to fight the blue crystal's effects or something along those lines. I think that's also possible. Now, next we see Eddie back in the graveyard, where it looks like something is about to happen to him, and this is probably the scene where he gets thrown back in time to 2023, if that's going to be how Barry and Eddie end up meeting in this episode. And like I said earlier, this is all probably going to be because of the blue crystal. But next we see Eddie looking through like pictures in Star Labs. It's looking like this is going to be in the year 2023, so Eddie coming back in time is really starting to seem likely here. But then there's still the question, where did the blue crystal take Barry? I mean, I guess we're just gonna have to find that out in next episode. But yeah, Eddie's looking through some pictures here, like of Barry and Iris getting married and all that, and he says that he could have had a whole life for himself, but of course he sacrificed himself instead, and still feels like everyone forgot about him. And this is all just more motivation for him becoming a villain. As next we see Barry on the ground again, this time in his Flash suit, so it's like an action scene, and this is likely the scene where we see Eddie become Cobalt Blue. So maybe this is toward the end of the episode where we get a little Flash versus Cobalt Blue battle, which should be awesome to see. But I'm getting too many comparison, like this is too comparable to the Godspeed storyline, where we didn't get enough episodes with the villain. Like, this storyline should have probably started right after the Red Death stuff. Like episode 9 should have been episode 6, episode 10 should have been episode 7, and then so on. We get a much longer Cobalt Blue storyline. Those filler episodes just did nothing for the show. So yeah, there's obviously some disappointing things about this so far, but it's looking pretty good these last couple episodes, and hopefully we can finish the season out strong with this Cobalt Blue stuff. And from this trailer, it doesn't look too bad in the next episode, although, like I just said, it would have been cool to have the Cobalt Blue stuff start a bit earlier in the season. And obviously, we're all assuming that Cobalt Blue and the Blue Crystal are the things that are going to be bringing back all these other speedster villains, the Tom Cavanaugh Reverse Flash, Savitar, Zoom. But I almost wonder if any of that might happen in episode 12 instead of, just episode 13. I think that would be really cool to get a couple episodes with those speedster villains instead of just one. I think that would put a great twist on the storyline. It would surely make season 9 a lot better. So yeah, I really want to see that, especially Zoom. I think if they just at least brought back Zoom in this episode, that would be fantastic. Maybe learn a little bit more about Zoom's storyline post-Crisis. I'd really like to see that. So yeah, hopefully something like that happens in this episode as well. But anyways, I'd say that's about it, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you comment your thoughts on this video down below, as well as your thoughts on, the trailer. What else do you guys think might happen in The Flash Season 9? And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.